Tonight on CTV News, we have a one-on-one with Martin Luther King Jr.'s niece. Plus later, we take a look at some demonstrations around Fort Collins.
Then later on, we have weather, sports, and entertainment. All this plus more starting now.
Good evening and thanks for watching CTV. I'm Emily Biffinger.
And I'm Willis Scott. Dr. Alveda King visited CSU Monday night. Dr. King is the director of Civil Rights for the Unborn. She spoke about abortion to a crowd of about 100 people. Dr. Alveda King spoke about her experience having had 2 abortions. She said her generation was lied to about abortion, that fetuses are more than simply flesh, and that abortion isn't health care. She said her uncle, who died before abortion became legal, was pro-life.
Martin Luther King Jr. during his lifetime said that the Negro cannot win if he is willing to sacrifice the futures of his children for immediate personal comfort and safety. That, of course, would have included abortion.
Dr. King doesn't think it's enough to simply make abortion illegal.
We work to make abortion first unthinkable. Because, you know, my uncle said it this way. He said, the law may not make a person love me, but it can keep them from lynching me. So you need laws while you're working on the heart. But it's the heart that wants to lynch.
With a Republican majority in Washington, she thinks that the Supreme Court's 1973 legalization of abortion may be reversed at some point.
I believe that it is all about timing. Of course, there's been much effort to overturn Roe versus Wade through the years, but we knew that along with considering the law, we were going to have to change the heart of the nation. And more Americans are beginning to recognize that the little person in the womb is a human being. So that, coupled with the Supreme Court appointments, may just get us the victory that we've been longing for.
Dr. King was invited to CSU by the Students for Life group. Students for Life at CSU is a pro-life club that opposes abortion.
Over the weekend, more than 1,300 people attended a peace and solidarity rally Saturday afternoon at Civic Center Park to bring together the Fort Collins community in response to the election results. The rally was hosted by Fort Collins for Progress. The group changed the original name from Rams Against Trump to be more inclusive, though the rally was originally described as anti-Trump. With hundreds of protesters carrying signs and plenty of students coming from other universities, the protest was much more inclusive. In attendance was member Senate John Cafalis, who encouraged the attendees to engage with state politics. He says the people's fundamental responsibility to keep people involved in government responsible.
On Sunday afternoon, students and community members gathered in Old Town Square to show solidarity with Standing Rock. Standing Rock is a Native American reservation in North Dakota. It recently became the site of protests against the North Dakota Access Pipeline. The gathering was peaceful and filled with prayers and songs. Some protesters burned incense. Many were brought to tears throughout the gathering. By the time the gathering began, there were at least 100 people in the square. Those in the crowd were given pamphlets and advice on how they could stand with Standing Rock. In addition to donating funds or other needed items and diverting funds from banks supporting the pipeline, the audience was encouraged to send their prayers and love to the people of Standing Rock.
Upon recent events with the free speech wall and election results, some students shared feelings of discouragement and uncertainty with being undocumented citizens. Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA, held a student support rally in order to show these students that they are cared for and loved by their community and others around them. Many students made posters and white shirts were worn to show solidarity.
As a response to the wall on campus, DACA has called all of Colorado State University to show their support for undocumented students on campus. DACA organized a peaceful student rally to give students a safe platform to speak and have their voices heard.
No matter what happens and no matter what people say about us, we're still going to stand together. And now more than ever, we're going to hold on tight to each other, and the fight is going to continue, and we're going to come back more powerful. And the color of our skin and our histories and our stories are just going to be told more often, and they're going to be heard more. And so I'm just really excited to see so many people here and to support each other, no matter whether you're undocumented, whether you're not, whether you're an ally, no matter how you identify, that you're here to support the students that are here on campus.
I hate to tell you this, but we put someone in power who really has had some terrible things to say about minorities for the last year and a half. And since this man has been elected, his supporters have become emboldened and feel courage to commit acts against marginalized identities that they didn't feel before. We're already seeing a spike in hate crimes across identity spectrums, and it's terrifying. So for those of you who don't understand why we were protesting and why we're protesting still, I really hope you do now, because this is not a matter of whose political candidate won for us. This is a matter of whether or not we're safe with our families at night when we go home.
Today really just meant so much to everyone that was here, because we saw the people who were behind us, we saw the people who stood by us, we saw the people that didn't think of themselves as different individuals but as equals. And it really just meant so much for so many people to come out and support us, to know that we're in this together and not really, any different from anyone else.
I want some people say keep fighting, and I think it's more keep loving. Because that's what's going to win.
For more information about DACA, please visit uscis.gov.
Well, many go to Old Town at night to see the holiday lighting display. Not many know how much it costs the city each year. This year's traditional display is set to cost the city of Fort Collins $115,000. The lights are a Fort Collins tradition that started in 2007. They stay lit from November 4th to February 14th. The Downtown Business Association, Development Authority, and City of Fort Collins split up the cost to pay for the lights. The DBA contributed $35,000 to the lights. They raised some extra money in order to host the lighting ceremony event. The DDA also contributed $35,000 to this year's event, and the City of Fort Collins contributed $35,000 with an additional $10,000 to cover any damage costs that may come up. Have you had a chance to get down to Old Town and see these lights yet?
I've passed by them a couple times at night and they're beautiful, but I haven't actually gotten the time to slow down and look at all of them. How about you?
I haven't. I really need to get down there. I've been down there quite a few times in the day and I see them all up there, but I haven't seen them lit yet. And so I really need to get down there and do that.
Yeah, you have to. It's like Fort Collins tradition.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's it for news, but coming up, Elizabeth Prassey has the full weather forecast.
Then later on, we have sports and entertainment.
Tune in to KCSU, your student-run radio station at Colorado State University. Live 24 hours a day, every day at 90.5 FM and kcsufm.com. Live local new music now, and news, talk, and sports. KCSU, the radio voice of Colorado State, on the air since 1964.
You're watching CTV, produced by Colorado State University students, bringing you news, weather, sports, and entertainment from campus and beyond. CTV live Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. on campus and Fort Collins on Channel 11. Repeats at midnight, 8 a.m., noon, and 2 p.m.
The Rocky Mountain Collegian is your student-run news and information platform. Pick up your paper on campus or around Fort Collins Monday through Thursday with special editions Fridays. And check out collegian.com anytime for all the latest updates. News, sports, entertainment, opinion, and more. The Rocky Mountain Collegian, serving Colorado State since 1891.
College Avenue has been your student magazine for the last 10 years. College Avenue prints once a month covering topics that are relevant to the CSU and Fort Collins community. We also print special editions like the graduation guides at the end of each semester, the best of CSU each fall, and the orientation guide each summer. Look for us on racks around campus, off campus, or online at collegian.com under the College Avenue tab.
Why, hello there. I'm weather anchor Elizabeth Prassey with you on this Tuesday evening with your latest weather update. It's halfway through the month of November and it's National Guacamole Day. I don't know about you, but I like my guacamole pretty mild, and that's what we're seeing temperature-wise here in Fort Collins. 50 degrees here in the fort with a breeze coming out of the south at 9 miles per hour. Clear skies for your Tuesday evening if you're heading out to Sundance for your two-stepping Tuesday. Across the state, we're seeing temperatures above average for this time of year. 39 degrees in the fort, mid-40s in Colorado Springs and in Denver, 37 degrees in Pueblo as we head toward the mountains, 32 degrees in Vail, 22 in Gunnison and Alamosa, so you are below freezing in both of those cities. For your Wednesday, we're looking at temperatures very summer-like. Few clouds in the morning, but look at this. By lunchtime, 77 degrees. I know it's hard to believe it is still November. Lots of sunshine for your afternoon, so take a study break and head outside. It's going to be gorgeous. 67 by tomorrow afternoon, so get outside and enjoy this warm Wednesday. Across the state, again, temperatures well above average. upper 70s in Fort Collins and in Denver, 74 degrees in Springs. But look at this. Pueblo, you're 80 degrees for your high tomorrow. Lamar, 81 degrees. Colorado sees averages in the 50s, so obviously we are 20 to almost 30 degrees above average. But in typical Colorado fashion, we're going to have summer one day and winter the next. That's right, we do have a chance of snow coming up this Thursday. And the earliest first snow date has been September 12th. We passed that date. And then the average date is November 3rd for Fort Collins. Again, we've already passed that date. Now we haven't passed December 13th, which is the latest first snow that we've seen in Fort Collins, set back all the way in 1965. Looking over the last couple of years, we've seen anywhere from ½ an inch of snow to almost 10 inches of snow for our first snowfall. The last couple of years, we've been averaging around 2.5 inches, and November 11th has been the date. Now we've passed that date, but November is still a good chance to see that snow, especially this Thursday. We have a cold snap, which will be the coldest air of the season. So starting Thursday at lunchtime, this cold front will move through, and with it, we're going to see cold temperatures and strong winds. Now these temperatures highs are only going to be in the 40s. We're going to see winds gusting up to 30 miles per hour. So going to be very cold, especially with that wind chill. From 5 p.m. Thursday to 5 a.m. Friday morning will be our best chance of rain and snow. I'm really happy to say the word snow. From 5 to 8 p.m. we'll see rain, and then that rain will turn over into snow as we cool down, and then snow flurries will happen Thursday night into Friday morning. I'm not talking, a snowball fight kind of snow. I'm talking about a few snow flurries, anywhere from 1/10 of an inch all the way up to a full inch of snow possible this Thursday night. So get excited, Rams. We do have a very good chance of snow coming up. And this Saturday evening will be a last farewell game at Hughes Stadium. So come cheer on your Ram football team. Crisp and clear at the 8 o'clock kickoff, 35 degrees. You're going to want your coat, your gloves, your hat, your scarf, all those warm items. It's going to be a cold and cloudy night for a football game, and we're going to have a bit of a breeze. So 29 degrees by that fourth quarter. Again, you're going to want all of your cold gear, but a great chance to cheer on our Rams as they try to become bowl eligible once again this season. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for Thanksgiving break. So that's all the weather news I have for you. Have a very wonderful Thanksgiving, Rams, and we'll see you after the break.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchooled.com.
Good evening, Rams. I'm Haley Evans with your latest updates on CSU Sports. Colorado State's football team had a close game against the Air Force Academy this past Saturday, with a score ending in 46-49 in a CSU loss. CSU and Air Force offense were both strong, but both teams saw a downfall on the defensive side. There is an exception for the defensive captain of the Rams, Kevin Davis. Davis recorded 15 tackles and forced 2 fumbles. Despite the loss, wide receiver Michael Gallup had a game that could potentially go down in CSU history, recording 13 catches for 213 yards and 1 touchdown. This makes Gallup's 5th consecutive touchdown in the last 5 games. Gallup now averages 132.2 yards per game with a touchdown. There were other Rams that had great appearances against the Falcons, such as QB Nick Stevens. Stevens had a career-high game of passing 374 yards, and Dalen Dawkins rushed for 102 yards. This is the first game in CSU history that the Rams had a 300-yard passer, a 200-yard receiver, and a 100-yard rusher. The Rams hope to be bowl eligible after next week if they beat the University of New Mexico this Saturday. This game marks senior night and will also be the last game that will ever be played at Hughes Stadium. Kickoff is scheduled for 8:15 in the evening. The men's basketball team kicked off the season and clinched a win against New Mexico State on Sunday with a nail-biting game ending in 64-61. All the 3 new junior college transfers got to see the court against the Aggies, and they are definitely seeing the difference in competition from JUCO to Division I basketball.
Colorado State's men's basketball team have 7 transfers this year, 3 of them coming from junior colleges. Brandon Koliker and Devakio Butler tell us the challenges of coming from a JUCO.
When I first got here, I just remember thinking, this is such a different game because it's so much faster, so much more intense, so much more physical. And so I think it took me a little while to get acclimated to the whole environment of basketball. Or, I got to relearn how to play almost.
More aggressive, faster. Yeah, players are bigger.
Both of the athletes got offers from other schools, but Fort Collins seemed to be the perfect fit for both of them.
I love the area. I love the people here. I love the program. I love that Coach Eustace really pushes us to be the best that we can be, no matter what day of the week it is.
It just felt right. I came on my visit and I loved it, so committed, honestly.
As the Rams head into the first game of the season, they are noticing some advantages that the team has that they have never seen before.
There's a lot, obviously, but I think one of them is that we really know how to compete and we can play really, really hard, and that we can even get on each other, but we can bounce back and correct each other, but we can bounce back and really just go forth and compete real hard.
Everybody loves each other. Everybody works together, so that's the biggest thing, the most important thing, honestly.
Reporting for CTV Sports, this is Haley Evans.
The men's next game is tomorrow at Moby Arena against Division II Fort Lewis College. Tip-off is expected to be at 7 at night. The men and women's cross-country team saw progress after the NCAA Mountain Regional Meet in Logan, Utah this past weekend. The women's team will be sending 2 of their runners, Darby Gilfillan and Janelle Links, to the NCAA tournament. The women's cross-country team placed 6th overall, which was just 2 placings away from qualifying the entire team. The men's team qualified for the tournament after placing 4th at regionals as a team. This will be the 3rd year in a row that the team will take on nationals. 3 of the men's runners finished in the top 30, with Gerald Mock placing 9th, Jefferson Abbey at 18th, and Grant Fisher finishing 21st. The NCAA Nationals will be set in Indiana and will run all day long on Saturday, quite literally. That's all on the latest of Ram Sports, but stick around because Ryan Chris is going to fill us in about everything we need to know in the world of entertainment.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Hey there, Rams. I'm Ryan Christ, filling in for Nicole Hines, and I have the latest in all things entertainment. Are you a fan of chocolate and all things sweet? Well, do I have the thing for you. A McDonald's in Italy recently released a new sandwich. It's called the Sweetie Cone Nutella. Yes, it is exactly what it sounds like. Nutella spread on 2 sweet pieces of bread. I don't know what the draw of the sandwich is, but thank God they haven't released this. They've released this in Italy because the last thing America needs is another dessert to make them even fatter. People's Choice released this year's Sexiest Man Alive. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson took the title for 2017. He accepted his new role on Ellen's show earlier today. In People's Magazine, The Rock stated he is pretty much a triple threat now. I mean, with this new award, he really is. He's an actor, he has sang on shows like The Lip Sync Battle, and with all his free time, he must hit the gym to get that rock-hard bod. Dwayne commented on the new position, saying, quote, Still up at 4 a.m. training hard and taking care of babies, end quote. He also thanked his fans and people who worked at the magazine. Keep up the good work. In other chocolate news, Oreo is not only going to be found in the cookie aisle anymore. They're heading to the candy section. The Oreo chocolate candy bar and Oreo Big Crunch bar are going to be released in a few stores as soon as possible and will be sold everywhere by January 2017. Well, I am, for one, going to have to try these out. I'll report back to you next semester to let you know how they are. Beauty and the Beast trailer was released on Monday. This trailer shows many new characters that are coming to life this March. It shows Emma Watson as Belle, and you're able to see how the characters brought to life characters like Cogsworth the Clock, Mrs. Potts, along with many others. I know some people who are not too happy about this, though. People think that the Beast looks too ugly in the movie. People are saying that on the internet that he is too ugly and that he is actually a beast when they're not really supposed to be handsome. Anyways, this trailer is making me want it to be March already so that I can see this movie on the big screen. What better way to spend March 17th than stuffing your face with overly buttered popcorn and a large soda and childhood nostalgia? You are not going to want to miss this. With the presidential election being exactly a week ago, the internet is doing what it does best and has been making memes about President Barack Obama and Joe Biden the last few months in the White House. In this meme, people took advantage of the funny look on Biden's face as well as the milkshake sitting on the table. I wonder what they are actually talking about in this situation. No matter what it was, the commentary provided by the Twitter user seems much more interesting to me. Sounds like something I do when my parents come into town and we go out to eat. But you know what they say, I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Now I find this one to be especially funny. I think that the pun the internet user made was very clever. I mean, pence? That's just pure gold. I would have never thought to use that as a pun. And puns are one of my favorite things. Biden seems like one of those kids you had in kindergarten class that wouldn't share that crayon that just happened to be your favorite. You know, sharing is caring. Next, we have a picture of Obama and Biden holding hands. The caption reads, "Barack, please don't leave me with them. Joe, you're leaving with when I leave." I think this quote fits best here is, don't smile because it's over, smile because it happens. Needless to say, these memes are taking over the internet, and I think they are very clever. Keep doing you, internet. That's all for entertainment. Thanks for watching CTV News this evening. Make sure to watch Humans of CSU show tomorrow night at 7, and for more news, sports, and entertainment, make sure to check out thecollegian.com. Have a great night, Rams.